Hi, I'm Shauna Waller, a senior on the women's golf team, and you're watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Hello, Braves fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report. I'm your host, Todd Anderson, and today we're going to delve into the realm of UNCP athletic training with head athletic trainer Michael Blackburn. And then later on in the show, we're going to talk cheerleading and dance with Spirit Group's head coach, Becca Kinney. But first, we're joined by Michael Blackburn. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you.
As we do for all of our first-time guests on the show, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and just sort of what led you to UNCP?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm from the Midwest, born and raised in Wisconsin, and when this opportunity came about in August of 2009, it was the opportunity for me to run my own program as the head athletic trainer. I had been an assistant athletic trainer for the previous 7 years, and like I said, this was the opportunity for me to run my own show.
Now, again, for a lot of people that are watching this show that aren't necessarily in the athletic field, what does an athletic trainer do on a day-to-day basis, as well as maybe on a larger scale as well?
Okay. Well, I'm a morning person, so I typically start my day off at 7 o'clock when I'm doing all my rehab treatment stuff. I also teach in the athletic training education program here at UNCP, and it's just a matter of doing the rehab evaluation of athletic injuries. And also I got the administrative duties, which is the football insurance and making sure that all of the scheduling is adequate, especially with our medical providers.
Now, with UNCP having one of the larger athletic departments in the Peach Belt Conference, 16 sports rotating through the fall, winter, and spring seasons, how do you and your staff cover all the practices, make sure everything's staffed during the actual athletic season? And do you sort of split up the sports, or you delegate different tasks to each one of your full-time staff members?
Basically what I do is I do delegate specific sports to each of my athletic training staff members. I'm fortunate to have, when I have a full staff of 7 athletic trainers, 4 full-time, including myself, and 3 graduate assistants. In each of those, we basically have about 2 or 3 sports, and I try and schedule it so that they have a travel season and a non-travel season. So, for example, I work with football and wrestling, so obviously football is my predominant sport in the fall.
Now, the Health, Physical Education, and Recreation Department, HPER department at UNCP, includes athletic training as a major for UNCP students. Mm-hmm. Can you explain the curriculum in that program, and when those students begin to interact with the athletes and shadow their certified athletic trainers in respective sport? Okay.
Well, first, the first thing that they do is, they take an intro to athletic training class to try and get them familiarized with what athletic training is. And during that time, they have to do 50 observation hours. And then what they do is, they apply to the actual athletic training program after the fall of their sophomore year. And from there, they just get the experiences and the academic, coursework as they, basically work toward graduating with an athletic training degree.
Now, you guys are part of the medical field, a field that's always changing and improving. What do you and your staff do to sort of keep abreast on the new innovative information, not only treating injuries, but also preventing them?
We're required to have CEUs, basically 75 every 3 years, and we can get those by going to national conferences and symposiums. And but on a grassroots level here at UNCP, we do a evidence-based journal club, which Sky Livermore was she's the one that's instrumental in developing that. And basically, once a month we go through and look at the research and basically just talk about different different topics that might be related to athletic training.
Now, as we all know, injuries are undesired, but they occur often in college athletics. Can you sort of walk us through from injury to back on the field, sort of the process you go through with a student athlete?
Okay. Well, I mean, if I have a student athlete that gets hurt, first and foremost, the athletic trainer is going to be the one that's going to evaluate that injury, determine if we need to, see an orthopedic, and that orthopedic will then, basically do the diagnostic testing. If that individual needs surgery, we do all of our rehab in the Jones Center, and basically try and get them back on the field as quickly as possible, but also in the safest manner.
Now, a major part of your profession, Michael, is preventive treatment. What methods and procedures do you use to decrease the likelihood of an injury?
Okay. Like when we're doing an athletic evaluation, we look at what could be some potential underlying issues that may be predisposing this individual to an injury. Such as example, patellar tendonitis. If you have flat feet, you're going to be more predisposed to that type of injury. So we just kind of look at those different factors that might play a role.
Now, without going into too much detail, understandable for privacy reasons, what injuries are more common in our sports at UNCP, sports like football, wrestling, baseball, basketball, and soccer? What are the most common injuries?
Probably, ankle, knee, and shoulder injuries. Those are going to be your most common injuries. Within the sport of wrestling, a lot of times it's going to be skin issues. Like I tell, the athletic training or the wrestling student athletes that, you might miss a competition, and more likely it's going to be due to skin rather than injury.
Okay. Now, with UNCP having 8 women's sports and 8 men's sports, as well as cheerleading and dance, are there any differences between treating male and female athletes?
I don't think so. Obviously, there's different. The females might be more predisposed to certain injuries, but I think the evaluation process doesn't change. You just try and gather all the information that you can, and basically come up with the diagnosis with that injury.
Okay. At this time, we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more with Michael Blackburn. So stay tuned.
I thought it was my lungs.
I was having shortness of breath.
I had a great team of doctors.
Dr. Lowry, wonderful doctor. The only one, really, who has ever had my heart in his hand.
I don't think you got any better treatment in Duke than you got him.
I felt very safe.
I feel good. Got energy.
I go to the mall and walk 2 miles.
I come out victorious.
I love Southeastern, and of course, if it has something to do with their heart, this is where you get it.
On Thursday, April 18th, join your fellow Braves fans for the 2013 Braves Club Cash Bash presented by Southeastern Health. This year's event will include a catered dinner, live and silent auctions, and a chance to interact with UNCP student athletes and coaches. The proceeds from this fun and exciting event will go directly to support the scholarships and programs for the UNCP student athletes. For ticket information or to make a donation, visit uncpbraves.com or call 910-775-4339.